Welcome to this low stance dual sword build, you judgmental bastards. Finally, I have decided to do something for low stance. I was asked about it multiple times and somewhat criticized for only doing high stance and mid stance, which is fair enough. So I wanted to see if I can do something with low stance so that it's not meaningless when it comes to damage output. I have to say I'm very satisfied with the results. Low stance reduces dodge key consumption, but it also decreases damage done. So the challenge was to make low stance as viable as possible by increasing its damage output but still retaining all the benefits. Thing with low stance, especially with dual swords, is that it's truly cool to play with that combination. Stats should look something like this. Heart should be your primary stat. We need a lot of ki to dance around the opponents and strike them repeatedly. So go to blacksmith and choose specialization heart. Put 30 points into dexterity and magic just so that we can get maximum amount of slots available. 18 points into skill are necessary to wear righteous strategist set. Unless you have crafted it, in that case you don't need skill at all. 11 or 12 points into stamina are enough so that we can get agility A. Constitution and courage are both important, so dump the rest of the points into those two categories. Our secondary weapon is an axe because of rage buff. We are only going to use a rage buff, nothing else. So if you can, get rage duration special effect on it. Main weapon are dual swords from Righteous Strategist set. This set provides 15% melee damage increase, Moon Shadow damage increase by 20%, Amrita gauge charge increase of total 20%, which is really good overall. Moon Shadow is not the best skill, I admit. It is however fantastic against any opponent that can block your attack, because that's the only way how this skill can be performed, making it absolutely amazing against any human opponent. Special effects that you should look out for on your swords are something like Moon Shadow damage, God of Wind damage, low stance attack damage, low stance skill ki consumption, active skill ki consumption, anything along those lines. We are using 3-piece set bonus from Saika's Yatagarasu set. Try to get damage bonus agility A on your Ravenwing rifle. This stacks with melee attacks as well. I specifically went with this set because by acquiring 2 pieces of this set we also get dodge ki consumption reduction. So that works really well for this particular low stance dual sword build. Next range weapon should be Warrior of the West bow to get increased life. Special effects on armor pieces should be the usual ones. If you can, get attack, life, ki increase, elemental damage taken while guarding reduction, and so on. I would also advise to get on gauntlets either God of Wind or Moon Shadow damage increase. Another good set option is Golden Gourd. It increases Cherry Blossom damage by 10%, and Cherry Blossom is very nice active skill from high stance for dual swords. We also with this build need to use high stance sometimes just to get that increased damage buff from Tengen, after which we switch to low stance. So both Yatagarasu and Golden Gourd work very well, and they are also both light armor sets, so you don't have to invest more points into stamina than I did in this video. You might also ask, why didn't I just go with Golden Gourd set completely? Well, to be honest, I always wanted to do Justice Ministry build. I don't think I did it for Neo 1, and I definitely know that I did not do it for Neo 2, so I wanted to do something different for a change. You can go full Golden Gourd and that would work very well. Just switch Justice Ministry for Golden Gourd, but then you need to switch Guardian Spirit and some other stuff. I am, however, using Tokichiro's Gourd as my accessory just so that we can get this auto life recovery when in critical state. A nice little boost. Other accessories should obviously be Yasakani's Magatama, or you can just use 2 Yasakanis, up to you. I don't have 2 Yasakanis at the moment, and I know many of you don't as well, so I don't want to base any builds off of 2 Yasakanis. Important special effects to get on accessories are Extended Elemental Weapon, increased damage versus poisoned enemy, life recovery through Amrita Absorption, and that's about it. Those would be the must ones. You might also ask, why not Master Swordsman set? Master Swordsman Dual Sword set is heavy set, meaning we would lose a lot of maneuverability with that particular set. Also, we cannot use 3-piece set bonus, because if we would go for 3-piece set bonus next to Justice Ministry, then we would also lose X as our secondary weapon, and Rage buff significantly increases our damage output, so I don't believe it is worth it. Primary Guardian Spirit is Tengen because of stance based Amrita bonus. We're gonna use 2 stance based bonuses. One is from high stance that increases our attack, it also stacks with Rage buff. And second bonus that we're gonna get is increased key recovery from low stance. Next to that we have Extended Elemental Weapon, which stacks with Extended Elemental Weapon bonuses from accessories. We also get Anima bonus by doing elemental attack damage, and overall it is still the best Guardian Spirit, especially for this build. Soul cores that we are using are Kasha because of life drain Yoka ability hit, and faster movement through Amrita Absorption because it complements Tengen nicely. Second one is Yatsu no Kami because of increased melee damage versus poisoned enemy, and third one is Maelstrom Onibi Soul Core because of elemental damage increase and anima bonus through elemental attack. But this one is optional, if you want, go for it, if not, you don't have to. For secondary Guardian Spirit, I would go for Sorcy because defense bonus Amrita Gauge. Amrita Gauge is charged quickly with this build due to Justice Ministry set bonuses, and also because we're gonna use Pleiades Talisman to boost our Amrita Gauge even further. So Amrita Gauge is gonna be full almost all the bloody time. Second option is Okuri Inu because of Amrita Gauge charge increase of 5%. Gonna go quickly through ninjutsu and magic items that I'm using. Cold Troops, Poison Shuriken, Weakness Talisman on my first quick bar. Cold Troops are to slow down the enemy, Poison is necessary to get all the bonuses versus poisoned enemy, and Weakness is, well, mandatory in almost every build. Second quick bar should have one elemental talisman that best suits the situation that you're in. Second most important thing here is Extraction Talisman. Nice addition to this whole build is Life Leech against bosses. Power Pill is useless, so don't go for it. It does not stack with our attack bonuses. Third quick bar slot should have Protection Talisman and Pleiades Talisman. Don't forget to also use Elemental Stop Talismans, which one depending on the situation that you're in. In Dual Sword skill tree you gotta go down God of Wind route. This is the most important route because it ends with Moon Shadow skill. Besides that you have option of 2 Mystic cards. Go for whichever one you want. I went with Firm Resolve to reduce damage taken, but you can also go for Momentum as it decreases key usage of subsequent attacks. Both work very well with this build. Don't forget to also put in skill customization damage boost heart on either God of Wind or Moon Shadow, up to you. I chose God of Wind because it is my primary damage dealing ability anyway. Clan I went with for this build is Honda because of active skill damage increase. So how to play this? Before the start of the fight, we need to buff ourselves as always, so go for Pleiades, Protection, Extraction, put Rage buff, switch weapon, apply best element for the situation and then start debuffing the enemy. Put Life Leech on an enemy, poison them and put Weakness. This will debilitate them significantly, and now what we do is we try to pull off first attack from high stance so that we get Tengen's increased attack buff. After that we quickly switch to low stance and start slicing enemies like a mental case. Great thing about this whole build is that we have truly enough survivability to survive a lot of attacks aimed at us due to Firm Resolve, Mystic Art, Protection, defense bonuses from Amrita Gauge, and we are also very hard to hit due to our ability to dodge constantly. God of Wind is our primary damage dealing ability, but don't forget, every time an enemy blocks your attack, press triangle to do Moon Shadow. It is extremely efficient ability versus humans, as I mentioned earlier. When possible, try to switch between high and low stances just to get both buffs active, but continue attacking in low stance only. It is in the end a low stance focused build. Anyway, that would be it for this video. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the build and see you soon.
Ha ha ha!